Hello YouTube and welcome to this edition of Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. I'm Ronnie Humphrey, and as always, appreciate you guys joining us today. We've got a real interesting show today. We're going to see if we can get this body straightened out on the back glass area of the Buick Regal, and we're going to see if it's possible to mount a wing on the top of the Super Modified. So hang in there, let's see what we can get done. The first item on this major project is going to be narrowing this wing tree system, adjustment system. This came off a wing modified, a Texas style wing modified. We ran those cars here for years. This is all really heavy stuff. I'm gonna cut it down. We still may use some of the same tubing, but I'm gonna cut it down, try to lighten it up some. It's pretty bulky. Some of it's kind of homemade, but hey, it's fine. It's what they had at the time. So we'll go ahead and try to see if we can get this off. We'll just take those 4 bolts off and dismount it from the wing. Then we'll put that on top of the car and see what we got to do. I'm just going to use weight clamps to attach it to the cage, but we got to do a lot of measuring here. So we'll just put the mount up there first and see how that works. Man, you talking about heavy, holy cow. We gotta put this bad boy on a diet. Obviously you can tell how much wider it is. This is where we're going to mount it to the cage. So we've gotta do some redesigning here, but hopefully we can redesign it. I wanna lower it as well here, and we can maybe save some weight at the same time. Hopefully lighten this puppy up a little bit. Get it on a diet. First thing we're going to do, try to see if we can get these sliders out. Like I say, it looks like they're pretty bad rusted, but hopefully we can get these out. And I don't mind using this tubing. We're gonna maybe cut off these seatbelt brackets. Again, this was back in the day when, man, that ain't gonna break. But you want to try to build something as light and neat as possible. So I gotta think about all this. We'll probably just put a little bit round tab on there and do something a lot smaller for the angle brace. But we'll see if we can get these out. Ooh, I guarantee you these sliders ain't been out since they were built. Holy cow. Holy cow. That was unbelievable. But we got it out. This is what we got to work with. And I've got to do some thinking here. See if I want to downsize this tubing or not. I know we're going to lighten it up a bunch. I should have weighed it beforehand, but goodness gracious, we're going to make this a lot lighter. All right, we got our first T-bar cut and the uprights are removed off of it, so we got to get this to size first. And I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do it, but this is a starting point. But I've got an idea I think may work. So let's go back over and put it on top of the car and see if we get our spacing right. Our first attempt at this is to mount this bar in between here, like this. Put the angle finder on here, and we got these exactly the same. I got some old sprint car bolts left over that are hollow. Weight was everything on our sprint cars, so put them to use now with 1/2 inch bolts. So we'll put that tube across here. We'll measure it, get the width, then we'll have to redo our uprights. Dropping everything, but going up to the wing. So we'll have to cut the uprights coming down off the other piece as well, and we'll just squeeze them in a little bit. All right. So from here, we'll put our uprights. This is the correct width for the wing up on this side, but we got to move these in. So what I have to simply do on these is just relocate them. So the good thing is, look a lot neater. We're making this wing fit this car, and most importantly, we're saving about, well, a lot of weight. I'm not sure. I'm actually keeping all the pieces so we can weigh them, but we are going to save some weight. Okay, I went ahead and welded up this crossbar, pulled it back off and welded up solid. So now I've taken a little bit off of these uprights, and I'm gonna go back and put it in the vise. I'm gonna cope these out so they'll fit on that piece of tubing a lot better. And then we will gotta make sure we get these exactly parallel. So I'm not sure exactly how I'll do that yet, but I'll come up with something. Probably use an angle finder again. But let me get them notched out first. That'd be the first step. All right, we're gonna put the angle finder here on it, make sure we're square. Exactly, man. Well, as you always run into, you change design midstream, and that's what I did. We had these where they would be telescoping, but we set the wing back on top, and it's still just too high, and I said there's no need to have this thing telescoping. So I dropped it down 5 inches and welded up solid. So the front mount is going to be solid. You still can slide the wing forward, front and back off of these sliders right here, but you will raise the wing up from the back. I never raised the front of the wing on my sprint car, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna make it solid now, as it is. It's welded up solid, and then we'll start playing with its back now, and we'll let the height be determined, the angle of attack with the back, and we won't worry about the front. So that's the way it should be done in the first place. But design as you go, or design on the fly. All right, now that we got the front T-post made, we're repeating the same thing on the back. We're going to cut this off, relocate the post, but again, this one's going to be sliding, so we'll have to be on a slider so we can adjust the height. So I'm not going to bore you with all the details, cutting all this, be a repeat of what we did on the front side. So let me get these things whacked off and get them ground off smooth. I've got the wing just temporarily propped up. This gives you kind of an idea what it's going to look like. It's going to look pretty sweet. And I'm going to start on this back side, but before I get going back here, I'm going to go ahead and give you an update here on this Buick and what we're doing back here on this back glass, and I'll show you what we're doing back here. When we put the rear glass in, we noticed that it wasn't fitting exactly like it should be, and that's the type of things when you get everything together, we got to tweak some stuff. So we're actually having to shape this rear deck lid just a little bit, and we've actually had to break a weld, go back and fix this so we'll have the right gap. We're going to tack weld this on the back side and get it held in position. We've already put a quarter power in there and raised that deck there up, but then we had a piece right here. I didn't realize I had a piece I had to grind off that was holding out. Now these are just temporary. That's what we was holding these two together. That's where we cut it. So anyway, just a little bit tweaking that you find out, just like building a real race car. It's just, you got to tweak stuff, and right now we're not worried about templates. We're just trying to get it to where we get the back glass laying there smooth and be consistent all the way around. All right, Buddy just measured, and now this deck height is the same there as it is here. So we can tack it back, and it's hard for me to film while we're working, so I kind of have to show you what we're doing after the fact. All right, this is a whole lot better now. Got this center raised up. This is all welded back. You know, we got to come back. We got to do all this repair here where this rusted out. This car was just so bad. But it was doing one thing at a time. But now we got a lot better contour across. And as far as the height to the trunk is correct. So we're going to try to put the rear glass back in it and see if it does a better test fit this time, and we will take a look at it. All right, we got our rear T-post built. Like I say, same thing we did on the front of the car, and I just got them tacked in now, but you can see that it's gonna work pretty good. Now, what I did, because it has to be able to rotate forward, so we'll just simply loosen up the weight clamps on top of the cage, and that way you'll be able to twist and change the angle on the bottom here. So I'm going to take all this back off now, weld it up, and got to drill some adjustment holes in there, and that should be really close to getting done. I may put some diagonal bracing in. I haven't decided about that, but I really probably need one from the front to the rear. But we'll look at that here. We get everything else finished up. So let's get some welding done. How about that? Okay, just got out here to the shop here and went up to Home Depot a while ago and picked up a couple pieces of rod. We'll make our diagonal braces with this. You can see this will slide in there perfect. So we'll do that. Then we'll use a small piece of rod. This is 1/4 inch. I'm gonna build an X brace this afternoon from there to there. So see if we get this cut and get started. All right, just got this tacked in. Of course, we'll have to go back and weld it in a little better. Then we'll got to grind everything before we paint it, obviously, but get one little bit here. That should get it where hopefully it won't fall out. Okay, I'm really struggling on what to do about the diagonal brace. I went and put these tabs on here, but number one, the hole's too big, and I need them to line up better. So I think what I'm gonna do is put it on the outside of this one and then on the inside of that one down there. And then I think that'll line up a little better, but I can't figure out how to attach this to, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. So let me think on this for a minute and I'll see if I can come up with a game plan. All right, after much thinking, I decided that we would just weld this diagonal to the bottom and to the top. And it still works and it slides up and down. I don't know if I can get it to go with one hand or not. You can see it slides back and forth there now. Get it closer. So I think that'll work. So what we will do is go ahead and put the one on the other side, and I'll still be able to get this off. We take this wing tree off, it'll slide off. And we'll just put one pin in there. I'm gonna drive one little, or drill one probably 1/8 inch or 3/16 hole through there and put one pin in there, and that should be it. So that's a whole lot easier than trying to bolt something, make it look nice. So I think this will be fine. Put the other one on the other side, and then we'll get this thing off and weld it up and paint it after we grind it and clean it up. Well, you can see both of the diagonals are in now. And like I said, I'm gonna take a 3/16 bit and we're gonna drill one pinhole on each side, maybe two. We may do two adjustments, but I mean the wing's either gonna be up or down. I mean we're not racing the thing, but man, that looks sweet. Very proud how that turned out. I got to do a little buffing on these uprights with me welding on the side of these tubes. It's got let me get down there with a die grinder and get these tubes cleaned up a little bit, but it should slide up and down a lot easier whenever I get those cleaned out a little bit. But it won't stick right now, but man, I love it. If we get it off now and weld up these last couple pieces, grind stuff. I'm gonna round all this off here, and you know, these sharp edges gets those corners off. Then we will paint it, and that project will be done. Put this $100 powder coating on here. This is Ryder. Say hi, Ryder.
Hi.
Hi, Ryder. No, this is Ryder, my grandson. And we went to Home Depot a while ago, and he is building, he said it's his first race car. So go ahead and put your last sticker on there. He actually did real good putting stuff on there pretty straight. All right. Now, we're not sure if we're going to use the numbers in here. He's all raring up wanting to paint it. So
let's paint it.
You want to paint it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to paint it. So, Lord, let's see if we get some paint on here. All right, we're putting the, make sure that's, there you go. Make sure it's level across the bottom there.
It is leveled.
It is level? Well, I wouldn't call that level, but I guess for a 6-year-old, well, that's pretty good. That'll work. That's good enough. Okay.
Paint.
Now it's paint time. Okay. Well, there's no telling what this is going to look like here. Now we've got the paint broken out. But he's finally getting the paint, so we'll take a look at it here when he gets done with it. Okay, Ryder is done with the black, and I don't know how aerodynamic that's going to be, but he's going to go to blue now. So where are you going to put the blue at?
So what I really wanted to do, after the black, I wanted to put it right over here, the all front.
Okay.
And then next, I want to use the red to put at the back.
Okay, all right, we'll put the blue on there. Let's see how that does.
The really hard part I gotta do is the lines.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get a little help from Papa, but I might got it.
Wow, okay, well, we'll come back and check later, see how he does. Okay, while Ryder's painting his car, I'm gonna get here, and I've got this side ground off there, and now we'll get all these corners over here, and we will grind it down a little bit. I finished welding these rods on, so we'll get it ground down and painted, and we'll install it. Okay, I'm working over there grinding that piece, getting it ready to paint, and then Ryder is down to his last color, so we're going to clean his brush. He's going to put yellow on it. That's what he's got so far. Don't look too bad. I think he's done good. All right, we've got the last piece painted here, and the only thing we'll have to do is when we install it, we'll have to drill our locating pins in the top there, and then the main pins in the back. Let this dry. Go over and check, see how Ryder's doing on his car. He's still at it. All right, man, that looks good. Yellow, that's good looking.
Thank you. I'm almost on this first wheel.
All right, we tighten the bolts up now. and drill 4 pins, and we'll be done. The rider's almost done with his race car. Pretty cool. Get down there and see they're still working on that.
I got one more wheel to do.
All right. All right, this is Ryder Humphrey, and he has finished his car, and I think he did a really good job. Good job, Ryder. All right. Well, that wraps up another exciting episode. I can't believe we was able to get this done, but we got her done. And she is ready for the track. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to the track this coming week. We've got another practice. We're gonna try to sneak out there with the Super, see if we can make a few laps. Maybe I'll remember to turn the GoPro on this time. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tell your friends. Hit that like button and send me a comment. I enjoy talking to you. But have a great day. We'll see you next time on Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. God bless you. You take care.